What's going on, y'all? It's your girl, Jane Tease. I'm back. This is Love After Lockup, Season 6, episode, I believe this is episode 6. It'll be in the title, but let's go ahead and get into it. So we see Brooklyn and Brian. Again, they aren't giving us that much, but whatever. So we just going to go ahead and get them out the way. Brooklyn's about to go get Brian because he is finally being released to the out of the halfway house and into her house. And I'm like, okay. So we finally see Brian. He's not a bad looking guy. I was like, okay. He gives me kind of like football player type or whatever. And yeah. Hey. So he said that he started acting up around the ages of 13 or 14. And he just ain't want to listen. Him and Brooklyn met in high school. We do remember that. But they never had sex. They've kissed before, but they never had sex. So Brooklyn is ready. And Brian is ready. So, you know, she picks him up. They get home. They kissing in the car before they get in the house. Setting the mood, right? And so she goes in the house and gets him some herbal tea, like, you know, the pregnancy tea, or like supposed to help you get pregnant and all that stuff. And then it's supposed to be for both of them. So she's trying to make a baby. So they go ahead and get busy. We see them again, and they said they had sex about 5 times. I was like, whoo, child, in one night? And I'm just like, I'm playing. And then, bro, they in the bed, they chilling, kicking it or whatever. And Brooklyn brings Brian the tablet and asks about the IG model. Brian crumbles it up. And I was like, thank God, because we is not about to go through the rest of the season about this IG model. I don't even know if it was an IG model. I'm just saying that. But either way, I'm just like, we not doing this. We not doing this. Okay? Now, if he got it from the King magazine, it is what it is. Do they even make King magazines? Y'all get what I'm saying, though. So she's getting people together for a welcome home party for Brian. And we see her daughter. Her daughter is 8. I forgot her name. I apologize. And Brooklyn's daughter calls him Bestie. And I was like, that's really cute. So she brings Brian into her room or whatever. Now, it's all innocent, but I'm just on the mindset of like, you just letting this man all up in your house, all up in your daughter's room and all that stuff. Again, I'm not insinuating anything, but it just looks a little off, in my opinion. But that little girl, she's really smart, very articulate, and, you know, they was just having conversation, and she's like, well, what did you do? And he was like, I was doing I was being bad. And she's like, but he was like, I was doing some bad stuff. She's like what? She's at that age. That was funny because everything he was saying, he's like, yeah, I went to jail because I was doing some bad stuff. Like what? You know, I was doing some stuff. Like what? That was pretty much it with them. Let's go on to some more people that don't really matter. Savannah and Bradley. So the party is wrapping up. The party done. If y'all know what that is, where that's from, y'all are friends with me. The party done. Now get the hell out of my house. So they get in the car, and she's already asking him what Caddy and him was talking about. And he said how Caddy feels like Savannah's controlling and will bring him down. Savannah feels like, why does it have to be a competition and all that stuff? And she says Bradley doesn't take the initiative to stand up for her, or vice versa, like against each other. Okay? It's the next day. Bradley's sitting on the porch of that plantation house. and, you know, getting his day started. His sister Alyssa calls him. That's the one that Savannah is cool with. And she's like, hey, bro, I set you up a dentist appointment. I know apparently Savannah had set him up a dentist appointment, but it was like a month out or whatever. So she's like, well, you know, I called and they can see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. Okay. And Savannah comes outside and Bradley tells her about the appointment. Like, Alyssa set me up an appointment. And she's like, oh, did you tell her to do that? And she's like, well, how are you getting there? Alyssa doesn't have a car. What do you expect me to take you? And I'm like, well, duh, bitch. Like, I mean, he's living at your house. That's supposed to be your man. He just got out of jail. Like, what do you think he was going to have to do? Y'all living in this place, which doesn't seem like Uber and all that stuff is, you know, readily available. It probably is, but still. And I'm like, well, don't she? She's like a bartender or whatever. So I'm like, girl, you probably ain't got nothing to do. Just go on and take him. Like, yes, Alyssa should have, you know, asked or double checked just to make sure, you know, that she wasn't busy or whatever. But I don't know. They going back and forth and back and forth. And again, I get where Savannah was coming from with that, but Savannah is being a bitch. Like, she really is being a bitch. What do y'all think? I'm just like, go on and break up because I'm tired of y'all. Damn. So again, they going back and forth, and Bradley gets in Savannah's car and leaves. And she's like, oh, did he just steal my car? And apparently, it's not even her car. It's in her mama's name. And, you know, Bradley's driving around. He's calling his friend, saying how Savannah's controlling and all that stuff. And Savannah speaks to Alyssa and, you know, tells her what happened. Then Alyssa calls Bradley. Bradley says he's just over it. Like, so go on and break up. Go on and break up, child. And he's just over it. Savannah's too controlling. Like, when he's on his phone, she's looking over his shoulder and all that stuff. And Alyssa's like, you know, you gotta bring the car back. She's talking about stolen cars and all that stuff. And that's all we've seen with them. Courtney and Will. They get to the hotel. In the confessional, Will says that he paid $10K for that ring. I was like, he's like, but she's worth it. And I'm like, y'all don't even know each other, man. And they get into their hotel room. She's going to go shower. He got some pajamas for her and all that stuff. Gets her pizza. And they about to get it on because they don't have much time because Courtney has to report to the halfway house. So they get a few hours together. They get it in. They get back in the car. The confessional, Courtney said, Will is a freak. And I was like, we can tell from the butt plugs. And Will was like, you know, it was great. I didn't even have to use the toys and whatever. We was just enjoying each other and all that stuff. Yay. Hooray. Y'all had sex. Great for y'all. So he's driving her to the halfway house, and she's like, well, when do you want to get married? And Will's like, how's tomorrow for you? And, you know, Courtney, you know, in the confessional, she seems to be having second thoughts, but he's like, you know, we can go get you a nice dress. I can call an officiant. We can have something at the hotel. The hotel I'm at is really nice. But she agrees. She agrees to marry him. And I'm just like, oh, God. Oh, God. All right. So Michael, he gets to the halfway house. He, you know, puts on the board that he's going to be out overnight. Cool. It's all cool. He's just driving around, and he said he probably won't use if he has something to do. Okay. Joey goes into the hot tub. He says he likes a more dominant man, which is Michael. Joey has a lot of insecurities when it comes to sex and all that stuff. And like his body and all that. So whatever. He's in the hot tub. He calls Michael. He's like, hey, yeah, I'm downstairs in the hot tub, blah, 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 blah. I got your shorts for you. Michael comes back and, they get into the, Joey takes off his trunks in that hot tub. And I'm like, this ain't a hot tub in y'all room. There's other people. I was like, okay, well, y'all ever, never mind. I ain't even gonna get into that. Anyway. So they get to kissing and all that stuff. Then the next time we see them, it's the next morning. Apparently they didn't have sex. Michael said they had a not great night. But Joey said they had a nice conversation. Okay. So Michael has to go sign up for Medicare and get some assistance with food, like food stamps or whatever. And he wants to go by himself because first Joey was saying, I'll go with you, but he decides to, Michael was like, I'll go by myself and all that. And then, when I get back, we'll do this, that, and the third. Joey's like, okay, cool. I'm going to go for a run. Okay. Michael says Joey's nagging. And he said Joey is nagging him and is giving him a dad vibe. And I said, well, that ain't good. I think Michael just wants to, I know he's trying to do the relationship thing, but I don't think it's in him right now. It's not in him. He just got out. He trying to be outside. You feel me? All right. So Joey's about to go for a run, and he's like, "Where's my phone? Where's my phone?" He's going through the hotel room looking for his phone, and we get in the car. Michael's in the car driving. He took Joey's cell phone, so Joey won't be calling him constantly. I was like, whoa. I was like, yeah, y'all need to end it. Just end it. Just end it, man. Anywho, Joey's still looking for his phone. I don't know how much time has elapsed, but Michael walks out of the health and welfare office annoyed as hell. He said he has to do some job assistance program, which he flat out said he's not doing. Michael going back to jail, y'all. I don't know. Is he back in jail? I believe he's back in jail. But Michael don't want to do anything. And if he is back in jail, I just feel for his mom because I know she is so disappointed. But anywho, so he's supposed to be back at the halfway house at noon. It's now 2:30. And Joey calls his phone, his own phone that's in Michael's car from the hotel room. Michael don't answer it, of course. And Michael gets a text gets a call from his friend Spencer. And remember, they mentioned Spencer in episode 1 or 2, whatever. Spencer and Michael are really, really good friends. He used to date Spencer's best friend, but then him and Spencer ran off together. And, him and Spencer used to hook up and all that. And Michael said he ain't cutting Spencer off. That is his friend. And he's like, I'm not cutting him off under any circumstances. So I was like, oh, Lord, here we go. And Joey's worried because I guess it's, he's like, it's already 3 o'clock. What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. Where's my phone? Where's my phone? Where's my phone? This tripped me the hell out. So Michael gets back to the hotel room and he acts like Joey dropped the phone in the car. And Joey's just like, oh, maybe I did. And they in the confessional asking him, do you think Michael purposely took your phone? And of course Michael's just like, yeah, no, it must have dropped in, it was clearly an accident. And, you know, they're like, do you think Michael took your phone? And he's like, no. And then he's like, okay, well, what if he did? He's like, he started getting a little spicy. I was like, okay, Joey. He's like, well, what if he did? He's like, move the F on. He's like, he doesn't believe he did, but if he did, whatever, move the F on. I was like, now, Joey, you just like, the man literally took your phone so you wouldn't call him. I hope they're broken up. I was really rooting for them, but Michael don't want to take nothing seriously. Joey is a bit of a nag. He is a bit of a nag, but like, you know, Michael gives him a reason to nag. Let's move on. Okay, so Julius, Ashley, and Alexis. We see Julius walking out the hotel room, and Ashley's just like, he's a liar. He's a liar. He has a girlfriend and he's leaving. And Julius says she had the wrong idea and she just didn't take it too well. Ashley says she's never been embarrassed like that before. And this is when I was like, Lord Jesus, Lord have mercy. So, Julius said, I never told her to get my name tattooed, and I am sure y'all are going to misconstrue it. Misconstrue. He meant to say misconstrue. He said, I'm sure y'all gonna misconstrue it. I said, somebody get this man a book, please. Somebody get this man a book. Lord Jesus. And, you know, he said he choosing Alexis over Ashley because Alexis been loyal. He went to see him and all that stuff, so she been loyal. Anywho, Alexis is calling her co-worker, saying that her and Julius had a good night and all that stuff. And he might have shot the club up. And allegedly he did. I know we got to say allegedly, but that girl pregnant, y'all. Allegedly. So, yes, allegedly present day, Alexis is pregnant with Julius's baby. Yeah, so he obviously shot the club up and then obviously hit something, okay? Anyway. So he gets back to Alexis's, and Alexis is kind of looking just like, N-word, where you been? And he said him and Tyler was just vibing and smoking and all that stuff. But Alexis she's not feeling it. She knows something else is up. Okay? So they about to go to the parole office and all that stuff. I don't know if it's the next day or later that day. Because I was like, dang, well, you know, what time did he go to see Ashley? So I don't know, you know, what that timeline is looking like. But he's about to go to the parole office. And, you know, Alexis is driving. And Julius's phone is just blowing up. Ashley's saying that, you know, she's going to put him on blast and all that stuff. And Alexis is just driving and just steady looking child. I was like, she knows something. And she's like, I'm ready to confront him. So they go to this board game spot to play like all these board games. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. They need something. I wonder if they have something like that here. I need to look that up. Because, you know, they have like the little old school arcade spots or whatever. So it was kind of giving that, but with board games. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Hey, so they playing Connect 4, whatever. And he says he tells the confessional he plans on curving any ladies that slide into his DMs. Okay, we gonna see. So they play Connect 4, and Ashley just goes on out and asks. She's like, you know, am I the only person you talking to? And Julie is trying to play dumb, like, well, what do you mean by that? And she's like, is it just me? She ain't saying it like that, but I'm saying it like that. Is it just me? And Julius did say that there is somebody else. And Alexis walks out. She go and cry in the car. That's where we left off with them. Now let's get into Brooke and JK. Because they gave this episode. They gave. Alright, y'all. Brooke and JK. We pick up where we last left off with them. With JK outside of the car and all that stuff. He calls his cousin to try to come get him. His cousin's like, I don't think I can make it back in time or whatever. Because, you know, Julius, Lord Jesus. JK is trying to make it back in time for curfew. And I think they said they had like 45 minutes at the time. And Brooke calls her mama. And JK is all like, this stupid bitch, this stupid bitch, this stupid bitch. And I'm like, damn. Tell us how you really feel, JK. Well, he just did. But he gets in the car, whatever. He gets in the car, they start driving. And JK's like, you driving slow as F. You driving slow as F. And he pulls the key out the ignition, and the car stops and opens the door. And I was like, okay, well, that's safe. So, you know, thankfully they were like in the middle of nowhere, not on no highway, you feel me? JK said he's driving. He telling Brooke to get in the car. And Brooke's like, she's like, no. And I was like, driving her car? Like, excuse me? Like, but anyway, she gets in the car and she's like, well, no wonder why you went to prison. I was like, oh, damn, Brooke. Oh, gosh. And, you know, they still going back and forth. And she's like, you should have kept your word. You should have kept your word. Blah, 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 blah. Again, Brooke is putting 20 on 10 because, like, listen, he got to get back. Like, he got to get back. Sorry. She's like, you promised my boys. You promised my boys. You promised my boys. I'm like, he not they daddy. He not they daddy. Like, let's talk about it. But whatever. They make it back on time or whatever. And outside the house still going at it. And the mama pulls up, excuse me. She pulls up and, you know, and he's like, you know, stop. He's like, quit being a stupid bitch and get in the house. And the mama was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Don't you talk to no woman like that. I don't care how mad you get. And I said, that's right, mama. And so they go in the house and, you know, she asked what's going on. And JK was giving very much like, Mom, she made me late. Like, I mean, which is valid. It's valid. But he's like, she almost made me late for curfew. Like, I was like, oh my goodness. And the mama was like, excuse me. And then Brooke still like, he made a promise to my kids. He made a promise to my kids. And Kathy's like, well, tell him you ran out of time. It is what it is. And she's like, and Brooke's like, they 8 and 12. And I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? And I'm 34. Like, we just telling our ages, like, what's going on? But she's like, they 8 and 12. They 8 and 12. And Brooke says she ain't about to do this with JK and his mama because, you know, JK is a mama's boy. She's like, I'm about to just get my stuff and go. And JK follows her. They in the garage. He apologizes. They make up. And next day is the day of the welcome home party. And Kathy is stressed out by Brooke because she keeps talking about her kids. Like, you know, the ladies was all gathered around the table and she was talking about her kids or whatever. Brooke walks away and she's like, she about to make me tired. And Kathy was like, she getting on my nerves. And I'm like, well, can't Brooke's mama bring the kids to the house? Or, like, can't she go and get them? Like, I don't know how far she is from them, but can't she go and get them and bring them back to the house? Like, if you can't get them with JK, how about bring them over there? Like, just a question. And, you know, they outside, they grilling, you know, got all this going on. JK's stepdad, Dave, is talking to Brooke. And he's like, I heard y'all was trying to have a baby. And she said, yes. And he said, no, don't do it. I was like, he said, think about it. Like, she's like, that man has had more girlfriends in prison than I had in my entire life. I said, come on, Dave. Come on. Let him know, yo. He said, you just the latest in the long line. I said, well, damn. He said, you'll thank me when things go sideways, and he leaves. And I think present day, they are broken up. So stepdad was right. So Brooke is, JK is outside with his cousin. I forgot the cousin's name. I'm sorry. But the cousin has some dreads. I was like, okay, all right. It's the hippie cousin. Let me stop. Let me stop. But anyway, she asked JK for his phone. And I was like, all right. So she takes his phone in the back. She blocks Alex on Facebook. And I'm just like, see, when you got to check phones, it's over. It's over. Like, it's over. Like, because I'm like, first of all, I ain't got the time. Like, I've been with my guy for almost, well, not almost. We just made 6 years. But I ain't never felt the desire to check his phone, you know? Like, never, ever, ever, ever. But anyway. So, he called, he's talking to his cousin, and he's like, yo, let me use your phone real quick. And he's like, he's trying to make sure, you know, Alex don't come, but he plans on picking, you know, setting up a rendezvous for some other time. And I was like, something which you trying to still talk to your ex, the ex that cheated on you. Okay. So, you know, he calls Alex to make sure she's not coming or whatever. She says she ain't coming. Whatever. She's like, but, you know, they still gonna meet up and all that stuff. Whatever. So, Brooke comes out, and Brooke is on 10. Brooke's like, oh, all these hoes in your phone, but you say you love me, da-da-da-da-da. And the cousin is me. The cousin's just like, uh-oh. Cousin like, I'm going to just go on. I'll go over there and see what Uncle Ray cooking on the grill. Brooke's like, you can have them hoes, you can have them hoes, you can have them hoes. And she about to go, the episode cuts off. All right, y'all, that was the episode. What did y'all think? I thought it was pretty cool. I was like, okay, Brooke and JK really really surprised me this episode. So, but make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. And I'll see y'all on the next video. Later.